Are you stuck in a dead-end job? Do you feel tired at the end of the day? Do you feel so resentful of other people and you don't even know you're being resentful? But you feel it when you see others really happy in what they're doing. Maybe they're small businesses, maybe they're startups, maybe they're self-employed, maybe they're traveling and they're happy. And for them, their job isn't something that's draining them, but something that excites them and keeps them going. Now, a lot of us have a conditioning about what work means to us. For us, work means it's a means of survival, it's a means of putting the bread on the table, it's a means of securing success, it's a means of securing some form of honor, recognition in the kind of societies that we live in. Now, of course, we know that that's not the case, right? Now, but what happens when you have bought into all of those belief systems and you're in a job, because you're in a job, you thought you wanted to become an engineer, you thought you wanted to become a lawyer, you thought you wanted to become a beautician or any other thing that it is that you're doing right now, but you don't feel joy. It's not something for which you are willfully, right, working endlessly, tirelessly. No, it's one that's draining you in all directions. It's one that's making you feel that you're not worth it, right? And this comes when we are not really following what is natural to us. So for you to become successful in whatever it is that you do as a career or something that you've made work out of, it's got to be something that comes very, very naturally to you. So that you're not putting an effort to be that, to do that, right? Now, I'll give you a little story about this, right? It's a little snippet of my own personal life. Now, I remember when I was in law school, and during law school, I'd met somebody there who said this thing to me, which was quite remarkable. And what he said to me was, Kiruth, I don't think you're built to be a lawyer. I mean, you should be doing something more humanitarian, something to help people. And I said, well, there's many parts of the law that I can do to help people. But I really wanted to learn business law. I wanted to learn that side of things as well. But what I didn't realize at the time, which I knew that yes, I have this sort of disposition that comes very naturally to me. Yet I also knew about the kind of pressure that I have, the kind of line that my family might want me to pursue, and thinking that, wow, but no, I can't just be a human rights lawyer, right? I've got to make money too, and not just that, right? I've got to sort of not just be in this little tiny firm. I've got to be doing something better, something bigger. And of course, none of that happened. And what happens is that when we are not following our true, you can call it calling, but for now, for this post, let's call it what is natural to us. When we're not following our most natural gift, our most natural talent, and each one of us is very, very endowed with a talent, with a gift, right? We all have that creative potential. We all have something that you love doing, and you keep doing that. At the heart of me is really an artist, and is a teacher as well, right? I remember right from school, I would be the person that my schoolmates would call, when we were revising for exams. Okay, Kirat, can you please explain how do we do this? How do we do that? And in the background, my mom would be telling me off and saying to me that rather than you studying for your own exams, you're there being Mother Teresa to all of your schoolmates. And of course, that's not how I viewed it at that time. I was very much happy to help. So there was always this thing that came very naturally to me, which was to clarify, which was to see things as they are. And therefore, after all that time, that's what I'm doing now. I do what comes naturally to me, which is why when we do these posts as well, there is no preparation, there's no thinking about it. It's literally a question of, right, the day is done or whatever it is. Sometimes it's during the day or during the night. My little one's asleep, everybody's down asleep, and I come downstairs and I sit and I sit and I spend time with you, and it comes naturally to me. It doesn't interfere with my joy, and it doesn't feel that it is a drudgery. Similarly, find out what is it that is nature to you, right? Because whatever you are, even if you become a millionaire doing something, but doing something that isn't you following your bliss, right? You will be doing it, but you'll feel very hollow. You'll be doing it, right? You can have all the material possessions in the world because you pursued a particular career or a particular path. But if it doesn't bring joy to you, if it doesn't give you the fullness of life, the fullness of life is not the same as material abundance. The fullness of life is not being a millionaire, but the fullness of life where you feel alive at every moment. Whether you're in pain, you feel alive even in that pain. You can feel the emotions, you can feel everything, every living moment, right? Whatever it is, and you're quite aware of these feelings. So you are living, you are full of life, right? But when you're not following your nature, no matter what, either things are not going to be working out somewhere or the other. But one telltale sign is when you feel really that, is there no end to this? And there are some of you, right, who will have bought so much into a way of being that you might have other habits, right? There might be other points of escape, you can say, where you're getting maybe alcohol, maybe drinking, smoking, doing all sorts of other things. It could be anything. It could be any form of substance addiction. It could be something that is giving you that level of escape that you need to keep that aliveness, or to give you that form of relaxation or escapism, right? But when you're full of that joy and you're following your nature, then you're not going to be running away. You're simply going to be in yourself, with yourself. Thank you, as always, for staying tuned in. So much love.